That's great. And I think what's really great about your organization is you kind of hit the space hard. It's not just having, obviously, the big names like Rivian and Tesla and Lucid as a part of this. It's also kind of going across the whole supply chain. When you go to the website, you can see it's not just the companies, it's all, or the EV manufacturers, it's also the infrastructure. And it goes even further down to like mining and other materials who are part of this whole conversation. With this kind of full frontal approach, what do you see as, when in your conversations, where do you see in these supply chains that people might have like the most just maybe misinformed, or what still kind of stands out as some of the kind of the maybe legacy rumors and stuff like that,
Sure.
that in these conversations you're starting to see big shifts in areas that having this full kind of supply chain approach with ZETA can really help address those front on?
Well, there's a few. I mean, people talk about range anxiety. I think most of the time it's more about change anxiety. People are just getting used to something that is new. We are going to, I think, see as automobiles in the kind of the advanced vehicle space, grow to, a lower, dollar amount per kilowatt. So right now, you think about on the cost side for a battery, once you get to about $100 per kilowatt hour for a battery, that's basically a price parity with an internal combustion engine vehicle. So we're blowing right through that. In the next 2 or 3 years, it's going to be $75 or $60 per kilowatt hour. And so on price alone, we will be out competing internal combustion engine vehicles. And as we do that, what that means is that, also the range is going to be increasing. Obviously, consumers are price sensitive. And so you don't want to have a battery pack, that prices consumers out of the vehicle. So as that cost per kilowatt hour goes down, so does the potential, ability to grow the battery size in an efficient way and to have ranges that are 400 to 500 miles. So if you think about your average, sedan, if you're going to fill up with a 16 to 18 gallon tank, you're going to be coming in at, 390 to 420 range, and we're going to be exceeding that with many electric vehicles in the future. And so if you combine both a lower price point on the upfront costs, lower fuel service and maintenance costs, and a range that exceeds that of an internal combustion engine vehicle, for the consumer, it's just going to make enormous sense, both from an initial cost standpoint, but then the total cost of ownership. So I think that's really going to change, the culture around electrification. And the other thing, and I don't know if you've, driven many of these, certainly the newer models, the torque and the performance on these things is nowhere, they just outcompete an internal combustion engine in a host of ways. And so, they're funner to drive, it's a better experience, and the technology on these things just are far superior to an internal combustion engine vehicle.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to visit our website, connectingthegrid.com. There you can listen to our podcasts, contact us about sponsorship, or even be a guest on Grid Connections. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a positive rating on your favorite podcast or video streaming service. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out a lot too. Thank you again, and I look forward to us learning more together soon.